And welcome back to Self-Critical, where a group of agoraphobic friends come together to RP actually going outside. Once again, I'm your humble dungeon master, Andy Purcell, and this is our Hapless Heroes. Say hello again, Hapless Heroes.
Hello, Hapless Heroes.
We catch back up at the beginnings of a wonderful plan. The seeds are taking root. Pieces are beginning to fall into place. As the group comes together, it is time for words to be told. Who would like to begin?
I would like to. I start informing the group, hey, I found out who bought our tickets. It was that bard earlier that Thunderstat, you and I saw before all that mess happened over there.
The cream pie girl.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was a lot of purple. Anyway, her name was Eliwick Tumblestern. Strum. Yeah. People and their names these days. Jeez. Anyway, she and I had a little talk about that and kind of like what we're doing here, reason for being here, and kind of find out we're pretty much on the right track. We're doing about where we need to be. Just one thing is time is funny, and being this place is basically from the Fey realm in a way. So we need to see about using as many distractions to our favor and seeing about getting Mr. Witch's stopwatch. Now, Ellie is more than likely going to help be in place to cause a distraction. We just need to take our friends here and have everybody kind of set up, kind of not like right there in his face, but like in the area, ready to respond to any advantage we can get. And already we've already talked about maybe you going invisible and trying to pickpocket the watch, as long as we got a good distraction going, and we'll try to be like a lookout for whatever we can see going on. If anything else is going on, we might want to see if something happens before the distraction gets there, like maybe Mr. Witch is having to talk to somebody. You never know. So we'll just kind of get in place and see how it kind of plays out.
I'll be honest, you threw me for a loop there because it sounded like he was giving us a motivational speech and he was telling us what we need to do. It was like, and then start going back to motivational speech. That threw me for a loop.
Hey.
But if you met the person and they seem like they're willing to help, maybe the distraction's covered. So maybe all we just need is watches. Hate to say it, Candlefoot, you have no voice. You can't really be a lookout.
I'll take care of Candlefoot. I'll keep Candlefoot near me.
Okay.
How about you, F-Chick?
Her name's Palasha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see if I can get her to go to the river, be a lookout, somehow let us know if she sees anything suspicious or anything that we need to know.
Okay.
Maybe you can step in the bush close by so you can help
I'll
us
stay
look.
by next to her, hidden.
Okay. So you talk to Palasha. She works her way over to the river, and as natural as a mermaid would, slips away unseen beneath the water.
Okay. There's trees and stuff near the river, right? And bushes?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some tall grass, some of like reeds, a few bushy, a couple of knotty. You notice very distinctly that there are no trees on this side, as if any trees that would have been in this area just sort of decided to move out of the way for the sake of the carnival. So there's not really trees here, but there's reeds like at the river's edge. It seems like there's small bits of distraction, but no like large trees or anything.
Is there anything that would be big enough for me to hide into and not be seen? Somewhere
Give
not
me
near
a
her, but
perception check.
Aren't you also like a 7-foot tall elf?
no.
No.
I don't think I'm 7 foot. I don't remember how tall I am no more.
You're pretty tall. At least you hold yourself.
And you're
pretty
burly.
high.
I'm not that burly. You said perception?
Yes.
15.
Okay. With a 15, as Palasha is easing off into the riverbed, you notice that the most significant part, where it would be good for a vantage point, is just a little bit further up the river, where it just seems like you notice like the reeds in the river and the lily pads are just sort of like more of an ambiance kind of thing. And so there's kind of a cluster up ahead that you feel, being an elf, pretty easy to hide amongst.
Okay.
Before you do like a step
What kind of elf
plan,
are you?
could he give you guidance
No,
before you roll your step?
Here's
What kind of
So-
elf are you?
Technically steps into that.
I will tell y'all this. I may need the guidance on
Oh,
myself,
that's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip. You
but
can
it's
do it.
concentration on one person.
No, guidance is going to be pretty. It's like in the next minute or something
it's-
like that.
Yeah,
So
once it's used, it's used.
you can pop it off pretty. Anytime anybody rolls anything and you're anywhere remotely near them, you can just have guidance, and they get it. So you can guidance anybody here real quick that within reason that's near you, and still have guidance for yourself later.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what kind of
So would you need to go ahead and do a?
Hold on.
what kind of elf are you, Wendy?
I am a barbarian.
What kind of sub race of elf are you? Wood elf?
High elf.
High elf or wood? I think you're a wood
Drow.
elf.
I think
If you're a wood elf, don't you get advantages with woods?
I
Distinctly no woods, no
Or-
trees.
or-
yeah, the trees
Well, she said,
basically
or bushes,
left.
you know.
You mean nature type
Yeah,
life?
yeah, you were wondering, if only there was a player's handbook that described the benefits of a wood elf.
Yeah.
So, okay, now, with that aside, like planning on that, let's continue with the plan. Where were we? She's hiding, so what are you wanting to do? Like, you're waiting to see Mr. Witch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're waiting. So let's just say, like, you have the ability to fly. You can be in the air if you want to, kind of obvious. You could find a place to hide, and as long as it's within view of that general area, you seem pretty good. So I'll say give me a perception check to see, since you can fly with advantage, just to find a good hiding
You
spot.
naturally
That
have the
one.
ability.
With advantage, so you get to roll
Oh, yeah.
again.
Wendy, you naturally
16.
have the ability
With a 16,
to blend seamlessly
you
into
notice
the
that there's sort of like a
So like tall grass and stuff.
bushes.
the best viewing spot out of sight is kind of it's in a tree because you can fly, you can get there easily. The catch being, as I just said, there's distinctly no trees like right here on
Yeah.
the side. It seems they have kind of shuffled over.
My whole
But
thing.
you could like perch in a tree across the river, which is only like 20 feet wide. Not that far, but you could perch up in the limbs of a tree and get stealth with advantage. You could hide very well. Or there's a spot on this side of the river that you could hide, but you probably wouldn't. It's
Well,
not as easily, so it'd just be a flat one.
We had
unless you
an
find another way.
we have an idea.
Okay.
Get it before he gets
The
there.
sorcerer discovered he has twin spell. Double invisibility on both of us. That would automatically give me advantage on stealth checks.
It's concentration. You
No,
can
no,
only
no.
hold concentration on one of them. So.
It says I can use it on any spell.
You can cast any spell, but you would have to have a feat allowing you to hold concentration on more than one spell at a time.
Well, once he's able to go up one level, casting ability, he can multiple, like 3 people are invisible.
You're right. You're right. So yeah, I'll allow that. It's yeah, as long as you can maintain a concentration, it's an all or nothing.
Now my
Right.
question
Yeah, it
is,
does-
All or nothing. You
Well,
both
naturally
have
you can.
invisibility, or you naturally.
my
lose
question
it,
is,
so
as a
yeah.
player to a DM, because I'm pretty sure he's going to cast invisibility on me within, let's say, 20 minutes of.
You will have an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's say 20 minutes before the scene actually goes down, where
Uh-huh.
we try to get a pocket watch. Guidance, I only have a minute. If I cast guidance on her,
You can do it as many times as you want for free.
You're not
Okay,
doing an
okay.
action to harm someone, so you're fine.
Yes.
Well,
It will not
invisibility
break
does say
invisibility.
cast a spell. So I'm
It
just
will
making-
not break invisibility. I will tell you, it will not break invisibility. And you can cast guidance
Okay.
as much as you want. So you're good.
Okay.
So you are going to twin spell invisibility on yourself and him.
He'll use 1 spell slot and 1 sword point.
You see both of them vanish as this planning is taking place. You see Delana and Palasha move off towards a certain part of the river.
We didn't tell Kelsey what to do.
You guys may continue planning. What would you like to tell Kettlesteam to do?
It might not happen like as that.
Yeah,
as-
we're
this is
we're
what's
working
going
on the
to
plan. So
happen.
what do you want Kettlesteam to do?
So, well, I think probably the best thing for Kel's team is to be kind of a lookout near the Hall of Illusions, near the river where Mr. Witch is going to be. And if you say that distraction is going to happen, she's got it covered, keep Mr. Witch from being able to go over there. Because he is the only one that can directly interact with him and not really getting, or she can directly interact with him and not get too much trouble by losing her job.
Kettlesteam?
Yes.
The one who is actively being thrown out of the park every time they're seen.
Yes.
Okay. If someone has to be in his face, you want it to be Kettlesteam. If that has to happen.
Well,
Is that what you're
Kel's
saying?
team not in her form.
In some in some other form. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Plan
let's-
is getting much better.
Yes, you didn't let me finish before you start laughing.
Okay. Kettlesteam does have the ability to not be looking like Kettlesteam.
If you can disguise as one of the basic staff workers that Mr. Witch has probably seen 1,000 times,
Okay.
and kind of not
Is
really.
that a bus I hear coming? Don't tell him. Grapple check to throw under bus. That goblin's losing his job.
I'm not really saying grapple him, hold him in place.
No, you are completely
Throwing
missing.
him under the. I get you. No. Please continue. Please.
I
continue.
mean, he's the only one, or she's the only one not at risk of losing a
Right.
job.
Right. She doesn't work there, so she doesn't have a risk of losing a job. She has the ability to change her form, so she could be a distraction, right?
Basically,
And get away with it. I
as-
like that. So if there needs to be a backup distraction, it should be Kettlesteam.
not even backup
If there's-
distraction.
you want her to be the distraction,
No.
the planned distraction.
No.
This is
No.
their
No.
plan. It is you and Kettlesteam.
No.
You are
Give me the
misunderstanding.
plan.
Yeah, I'm misunderstanding. While the distraction's going on,
Okay.
keep Mr. Witch in place. That way I can
Okay.
catch up to him.
So if someone has to keep him from leaving the scene, let
Because
it
of
be
the distraction.
Kettlesteam.
Yes, because of
Okay.
the distraction.
Kettlesteam is to keep him reined in if necessary.
Yes, in just kind of a little area.
That's Kettlesteam's goal. I got you. Now, you're gonna hide and wait and watch, and Kettlesteam is going to get into play, change form. You will be able to see who Kettlesteam is, so that you'll know that they're that person. So we've got your plan, we've got Delana's plan. Okay. What are you wanting to do?
I'm gonna go with what's his name?
Burley is currently towards the front entrance. You are invisible. At least that's the last place you saw him. He's probably somewhere, either if not at the ticket booth, somewhere en route back to the staff area. You know, he said he was going to have to be there.
I'm gonna follow Burley Invisible
Okay.
to the staff area and get into Mr. Witch and Mr. Light's tent and see what I can find.
Give me a stealth check with advantage.
18 plus 2, 20.
Thank goodness for that advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see Burley is a very obvious person in this carnival, and so why are you trying to fill in that?
Oh
dot?
no, I had this one marked out.
Are you suddenly
No,
proficient?
no, that's deception. See,
Yeah,
I just
you're
never-
really working on that deception skill, aren't you? Burley is obvious to see. You fall in behind him. He walks up to the staff area, the thorny wall of brambles. He waves his hand and opens up a nice, huge 12-foot arc that he walks through. You walk in right behind him quietly. It closes behind him. He doesn't even know you're there, right? As you're getting over there, you come around the corner and you see Thaco, the clown, just sitting in a chair, blowing on his bubble pipe, leaned back with his head against the wagon that is the housing of Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. He is next to the front entrance, which is closed. With a 20 at the moment, you have the scene. No one sees you. What would you like to do?
I'd like to go into the
You
tent.
would like to. It is a wagon.
Or
Give me a perception check.
I'm not proficient in that. 11. So plus 1, 12.
With a 12, you can see that this side of the wagon has a door that is closed. And the other corner of the wagon has like kind of a small window that is closed. It would seem kind of difficult to get in at the moment. You are invisible, but is there anything you'd like to do other than just try to walk into this wagon?
And I've only seen the front of it.
Correct.
Well, I'll try to go behind it and see if I can find something from there.
Okay. With your 12, continuing, you can tell that on this side, there is not so much a door, but there's sort of like a half window section that is not locked. It's slightly open. And let's see. I'm assuming you're going to want to try to crawl into that.
Yes.
Okay.
I am a halfling, so I'm pretty
You
small.
are a halfling. Let's see.
I don't like that you're on the page with the big scary clown.
Well, you know, he's always nearby.
Wrong character, wrong character.
Right. Wait, this is a beholder.
Wait, what? No.
You see Mr. Witch's bunk. Again, Mr. Witch, the serious one. It's neatly adorned. Mr. Light, his bunk on the other corner. Stark contrast, gaudy, messy costumes just clumped on it like unfolded laundry everywhere. You just sort of, with a 20, I'm going to let you hold on to that 20. You just, as a halfling, or as a genasi, you just slide on in. At the moment, that door is closed and no one knows that you're there. You're in the wagon. What would you like to do?
Obviously, since Mr. Witch is going to be the more organized person, he's going to be the more serious guy.
Uh-huh.
Look for letters or anything like notes.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can find anything about the council or them sending him stuff, with not threats, but what they need to do or something like that.
Okay. Give me an investigation check as you dig around.
11.
Do you have any way of gaining any bonuses on that?
I don't have a proficiency bonus.
Okay. As you're digging around, with an 11, you're looking for, what is going to give away, what looks good. You're looking for Mr. Witch.
Or something like
His
that.
area, and it's like, I don't see ledgers. I don't see an obvious, drawer that screams, I got stuff. And your eye turns over to, just the frump of clothes scattered all over the bed. And you're like, maybe there's just some crap in here. So you just sort of kind of dig around through it. And, your hands, you kind of have to, crawl up into it. And with your shorter genasi form, you hear like a little rattle, and there's like a box under all the clothing and the costumes. You feel like a box with a little bit of a shuffle inside of it whenever you bumped into it.
I guess I want to open it
Okay.
as quietly as possible because
it-
obviously it's rattling.
It is a hat box, and when you open it, the room just around you, like it almost startles you, thinking it might give away your position. The room just almost lights up a little bit as you open up this hat box. You see before you the very crown of the Witchlight Monarch, which some of you may know and have heard by the jesters and the barkers that at the end of the night, someone, the bestest guest, gets to be crowned monarch of the Witchlight Carnival for the rest of the night. This is that very crown that you now hold in a box in your hands.
Can I stuff it in like one of my bags and try to get out of there?
Well, it is. It's not like something you can really just stuff. You might want to be kind of careful, but if you can find a way to wrap it or disguise it or just kind of cover it up, if you can
my cloak.
tell me creatively, okay.
I unfasten my
Okay.
cloak.
Okay.
It's a hoodie cloak, you know,
Okay.
and wrap it gently around it, you know, so it's not blaring light
Mhm.
as I'm carrying it. And it'll be invisible because I'm touching it or touching the cloak.
Okay. Yeah. You very, very quickly, anyone who would have been viewing the inside of this compartment would see a little bit of shuffling of clothes, a hat box sliding out of place, the box seemingly opening, and then the most prized crown of the carnival vanishing from sight. What else would you like to do?
I'd like to close the box,
Okay.
try to shove it back into the pile of clothes and, you know, try, you know,
Okay.
make it look like
So, you
nothing happened
You
here.
take it in, and this is just a mess of clothing. So you're shoving. You kind of move it. You kind of notice like a section like sort of dislodged. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Looked a little bit better. 18 plus 2, 20.
With a dirty 20, as you're shoving
Dirty.
this in,
Well, it's a dirty
you
room.
notice that kind of off to the side, a tiara, a gaudy tiara of sorts, begins to tumble, and you catch it and move it back over to the pile and kind of stuff it in to the side as you take this empty hat box and shove it back in and cover it back up. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Get the hell out of there.
Okay. Give me one last stealth check with advantage.
PG-13.
I got this. 19 plus 2, obviously. 12 plus 2, so we'll go with 19.
21. With a 21, just as easily as you slipped in, right back out of the half window on the back side of the compartment, you find yourself outside of this wagon, just on the other side, where a bored Thaco is completely unaware of your presence. What would you like to do?
How do you get the staff area? How do you get the staff area? Oh no.
How high is the grass wall?
You look, and it just keeps going. You're a little halfling genasi form season. 12-foot tall wall of thorny bramble. About that time, off to the side, you catch just through, like you can see through it, but you can tell there is very little chance of getting through it. As you can see, a gaudy balloon on the other side just begin to graze this wall and having touched one of its thorns.
And where's, what's his name? Not the clown.
Burley?
Burley.
Give me a perception check.
11. Common number with this dice.
With an 11, he doesn't see, you're invisible, you're stealthy, you can move around a little bit. He's not at the front of the wagon. That seems to be Thaco's job. With an 11, he doesn't seem to be obviously in this open area of the staff area. You can't seem to find him at the moment.
Okay. I can cast levitate on myself.
That's not an attack. That wouldn't break invisibility. But levitate is not fly.
I know, but it can bring me up to the top of it, and
You can levitate about this high. I don't. Can
15
levitate
feet.
give you the ability? Oh, levitate can let you levitate up 15 feet. Well, then yeah, you could
That's why I was
easily
asking.
cast levitate. You could levitate above, scoot over, and levitate back down very easily.
that's why I was asking for precise.
Yeah, very easily done. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah.
So, with no one even knowing you was there, Burley being your best aid in this moment, without him even knowing, you have
Such a good guy.
you have entered into where they stay, unable to find any written evidence or proof or ledger. However, holding on to the Witchlight Monarch's crown. That is your little secret. With that, we're going to cut away to Stone. About this time, you know that did you want to perch in the tree across the river, or so you could have advantage, or did you want to stay on the inside of
I
the
remember
river
you're invisible.
with a flat
Yeah.
roll? You are. Oh, you're right. You're invisible. Does not matter.
I
And
will
you can
say
fly.
before I even went over there, I did cast guidance on her whenever she was ready to move over to her spot.
Okay.
So you have a D4 to your roll for stealth.
Okay.
Yeah, with me being invisible, I would try to stay kind of to the backside of the tents near the river, possibly where he may come through,
Okay. Wonderful.
and just wait for basically the distraction.
You're in place invisible. You know where Kettle Steam is, close enough to be available if necessary. Dahlberg, what would you like to do?
I'm going to get Candlefoot. That's his name.
Candlefoot, the
Have
mime.
him, if for some reason he sees that his girlfriend might need somebody to talk to, as just like a couple talking off on the side, be prepared to go over there for that. But otherwise, just kind of stand a little bit out of
You're
sight.
aware that Palasha, his girlfriend, is underwater.
Right. I'm just saying if the event comes up to where like maybe she comes up and has something to say, he wouldn't look out of place for her to go tell him, or
Okay.
him to tell her, or her to
Okay.
tell him. Blah. Anyway, and then myself, I'm going to find the darkest lit spot I can find near the area,
Okay.
and just kind of hunker down in
Just
there.
gonna hunker down. Just gonna wait and watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a dirty bush watcher.
Delana is she has made her plan as well. You all have found your hiding positions. So those who have not yet, I don't believe anybody has. I want stealth checks from everyone.
You could-
Those who are invisible get advantage.
Well, if I'm in dim light, I'm already invisible to everybody, even with dark vision.
Then I'm gonna say you get advantage.
And Wendy gets advantage for being in the bushes. What else?
You get a D4
I'm gonna give it to you. You get advantage as well.
15 plus.
Did you do your
Actually,
four?
I'll cast guidance on the stealth. as
Sure.
well.
Yeah, you got guidance as well,
So-
Wendy.
Because they have
You got guidance, so you get a roll. What does she get to add?
She did it.
a D4.
A 1.
Yeah, 1, 16, and it's
I didn't know it was 19.
Okay.
Did you roll twice?
19.
19,
21.
21.
Roll again, because you get a 20.
I did twice.
Okay.
Oh, am I in this scene yet?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know I was in the scene yet.
Do you want to be in the scene?
I thought this was just happening as my stuff was happening.
We'll hold on to that 21 then. Why not? You're making your way back. So, you are all in place. You see, eventually, Mr. Witch making his way over to that part of the river, you see eventually, give me perception checks, because there's an obvious thing.
Let's just go with
7.
23.
All right, yeah, the obvious
9.
thing is when Eliwick Tumble decides to walk up half covered in custard and chats up Mr. Witch from a distance, messily deciding to clean herself off in this river. But with a 23, what you see is kind of the reason why Mr. Witch hangs out here, because this is the best place for someone from the outside to sneak in. And you see what seems to be, with a 23, probably 12-year-old kid. He's decided it's his chance. He's made it about halfway. And this kid didn't plan on it being that far. And he starts to go on. And with that, we're going to see what happens next time on Self-Critical. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, God.
And